Welcome to another episode of the Roughly Related to Reselling podcast. My name is Perry Phillips. I go by Perry Flips on Instagram with a Z. Flips and Giggles is the eBay store. It's also the Whatnot username. So that's where you can find our shops and any shows that we have up and coming. We go live every Wednesday night on Whatnot, 8:30 p.m. Still thinking about switching those times. I think after this week we might think about switching those days. The problem is my wife works every Wednesday. Like there's not a Wednesday she has off. Her Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays rotate, but that Wednesday shift is always the same. It's just hard. At the end of the day, because you got to put on a show. You got to like have energy, and there's certain days when I just don't have it. Especially if it's not something I'm super excited about selling, and then things don't start selling right away. It's just kind of tough to get into a rhythm. And we're trying to be consistent and make Whatnot one of our main platforms. As of right now, we're not really making a ton of money from Whatnot. So yeah, it's we're getting through. Man, January is the longest month of the year. Like even February with 28 days somehow still feels just so fucking long. Like seriously, every other month it just flies by. But I feel like January you don't really have shit planned. You're watching football, but there's not really. You're not going to parties every weekend. Like in Christmas time, there's, shit going on all the time. But then you get to January and it's just drags, especially when there's no estate sales, man. There's not been any good estate sales. There was an estate sale this past Saturday. My wife was off. Was only about 20 minutes from my house. So I was like, all right, sweet. I'll drive over there. I get there and it's in a neighborhood, like it's in a city that I hate going to. It's actually where my mom grew up there and where my grandmother used to live. Like when I would go visit my grandmother way back in the day, she lived in this city, and it's just a pain in the ass. In certain areas of the city, there's no parking. There's, one-way streets everywhere. So I get to this fucking estate sale and I'm like, all right. I was only like a half hour early because it said it was at an apartment too. So those ones I'm always kind of, So I would get to where it says that this house is, and I can't find any numbers on these houses. And it's like all like the duplex, like 2 families, apartment building type things. And so I drive around. I can't find parking anywhere. No signs indicating that there's a sale happening. And there was they had posted 2 ads for the sale. One ad said it was starting at 8 a.m. The other ad said 11 a.m. So I'm like, I don't know, which ad is correct. And in that neighborhood, it's like I don't really want to walk up to just any house. You know what I mean? It was one of those neighborhoods. It's not like the worst neighborhood, but just a neighborhood that, you don't want to wake somebody up at fucking 7:30 in the morning because they probably will not be happy about it. So yeah, I didn't get anything at that sale. I barely attempted. And then there was another sale that was happening, and it was at like an old restaurant. So I thought they were just getting rid of like all the restaurant stuff. It wasn't. I saw the pictures after the fact, and they had like a stack of PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 video games. So I sent them a message like, hey, did those sell? Because it was, it was like right before they were closing. So she was like, yeah, we still have them. I was hoping to get $10 a piece for them. She wanted $10 a piece for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 games that were, just common games. There wasn't anything in there that was like, oh man, this is gonna fucking pay for everything even. So she was like, I want $10 a game, but if you buy them all, I'll do $150 because there was like 16 games. So I was like, honestly, this is way more than I was hoping to pay. But thank you for getting back to me, whatever. I'm always very polite. And then so she comes back with, well, what were you hoping to pay? I was like, honestly, I was nowhere near that. I was looking at like $25 for all 16, which is more than I want. I wanted to pay 20. But I said 25. And so she was like, just didn't respond. And I was like, oh, well, I guess there's my answer. So then she responded yesterday and she was like, hey, I'll take 25 for those games. So I got to go pick them up tomorrow. But I'm just at this point, I'm just kind of stashing, lower value games that I can get either free or very cheap. So that way I can do another video game, whatnot. Tonight we've got just a random mix of vintage stuff. I've got like stuff that's just been sitting forever. Stuff that I haven't listed that like I should have listed, stuff that like just hasn't sold. I got these old carnival things a while back, and when I got like 20 to 30 of them, those like old, they're like almost like little framed posters, but they're not, I don't even know if they're posters. I can't even just like framed pictures, but they had like, rock bands and pop culture shit. And so I bought a bunch of those at a yard sale a few years back. And I ended up selling most of them. And I've got like 6 random ones left that just have not sold. So I'm taking those down, putting those. So there's going to be a bunch of random vintage goodies and trinkets and toys and collectibles. And so I'm hoping it does well tonight because I've been trying to get up to 1,000 sales just like the past few weeks. And we've been right there for like 3 weeks and just have not eclipsed that. So I'm hoping we can get over 1,000 sales tonight on that platform. And then I'm hoping that we can get 1,000 followers in the next couple weeks. And then, we're cruising on to our 100th episode. Obviously, I'm still trying to figure everything out. You know what I mean? It's like every week there's just, I say the same shit, but I do have a camera in mind for video, so I'm just waiting for some shit to, clear up and trying to pay off all the fucking things that are coming up as they're coming up. And, so, I don't even know where I was going with that. Just vintage tonight. Bunch of stuff. It's been, eBay's been actually like pretty busy for me. Like not busy, but for this time of year and for the lack of, effort, I guess I'm putting in. Like I've been putting in minimal effort on eBay. I've been like dropping prices, adding items here and there. But not like, nothing crazy, but I've still been consistently selling things pretty much every day. Which has been nice. I still have a bunch of jewelry. I just got a bunch of silver from my mom's house. So I'm still trying to figure out how to sell this silver. I know silver prices are up, but there's just so much of it. It's like I'd have to list each one individually, or I could sell it for a scrap price and take a little bit less. So I don't know. I might just do that as another whatnot. I don't fucking know anymore. Overwhelmed with stuff. I'm like overwhelmed with stuff, but I have no desire to sell a lot of it. Not that I have no desire. I just pulled like 3 big ass bins out of my storage space and it cleared so much space. So I'm like really hoping that a lot of that stuff sells today. I really do. It would be really nice if all that stuff sells. So yeah, that's where we're at. It just needs to get to the warmer weather. I can't. I keep trying to get storage units. They either get canceled and the person pays and gets their stuff back, which, yay for them. You're getting your life together, buddy. But then they either get canceled or they go ridiculously high. Like there was one unit that I was looking at. I wasn't even looking at it to buy for myself. I was just looking at it because the first time I saw it, it was already up over $300. And I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm trying to figure out why the fuck this thing is going for so much money. And there's nothing in there that even justifies. There's like these blue bags of stuff. Unless those blue bags were like from a known place that sells some like really crazy expensive shit, then that was a complete and utter waste of fucking money. not waste of money, but just a complete gamble. And I'm not in this business to gamble. I don't like to gamble. This business has ruined gambling for me. Like $5, if I go into a gas station or a convenience store, which rarely happens now that I'm not fucking chewing on Zins all goddamn day. And I know you're not chewing on them, you just fucking put them in your lip, whatever. But like anytime I would go into there, and if I had like a $5 bill or something, I'd be like, hey, let me get a $5 scratcher. And like, I never win. Like, the people who win on scratchers must spend a fuckload of money on scratchers, to the point where when they finally win, it's like, oh, you just broke even. Like, there's no way that I do them every once in a while, just like, hey, I'm in a store, I'll buy. I got some cash on me, I'll buy this one, and never fucking ever win. So like, but I could take that $5 bill and I can go to a yard sale, and I know that I can turn that into at least $20. Like, I'm not leaving unless I'm making at least $20 on a $5. Like, and usually I won't spend $5 to make, to clear $20. Just won't happen. Unless it's just a bad buy, and I'm like, oh fuck, well, I guess I have to try to sell this thing. It's too cool. But then I'll just throw it on fucking Whatnot, and then it won't sell on there. But yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to think of what I should talk about next. I've got some things to talk about, but it's probably not going to be a longer episode. I feel like I should just start doing like the off season, like do like a season and then do like an off season. But it is what it is. We'll figure it out. We'll get there. We're so close. We're so close. This is the roughly part of the roughly related to reselling. It's just me bitching about how I want to be out buying shit to just fucking have in my basement. And so yeah, I think I need to start. I'm gonna buy the shipping materials for like one show of comic books. I've got so many comic books. I just bought, like, if I'm at a yard sale and there's a box of comic books for like a certain price, I'm gonna buy it every time, just because I like the mystery. I've come up on some decent keys, but I've never been like, oh my god, this is a Grail comic book. I see people find fucking Grail comic books all the time. It never happens to me, but I do have a decent amount of key comics just from purchasing them, like knowingly purchasing them from like flea markets, this, that, and the other, when I was more into buying comics than now. Now I'm just like, if the price is right, I'm gonna buy the bin if I can. But just have so many comics, so I need to do a Whatnot for comics. I just don't have any of the materials, and that shit's kind of expensive. So I need to just bite the bullet and do it. I don't like having to spend money on shipping materials, even though it's part of the business. It's weird. The only thing I like spending money on is like inventory to sell, which is crazy. Just crazy. Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. I guess I gotta switch the subject. I don't fucking know. I gotta switch the subject. Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots, my New England Patriots, are back in the Super Bowl. Came at a cost, though. We got fucking hammered with snow. My God, hammered by fucking snow. The last couple years, it hasn't been a ton of snow. Like, it's been, I think, maybe twice in the last couple years. Like my kids just thought snow, it happened once a year, and it was just enough to get dragged around a sled. But yeah, that's not the case this year. It was like just at least a foot, maybe more. It just started coming down. What day was it? It started coming down like Saturday morning. I woke up and there was already a little bit of snow. Maybe the night before it started a little bit, just like a light. Either way, by like Sunday night, it was just, they canceled school Monday. Then the next day they did a delay for Tuesday, which by Monday night I woke up the next morning and they had canceled school. So it's always kind of nice. It sucks because you're like, fuck, I have 2 kids that I have to entertain all day. But you don't have to get up and do all the morning bullshit. Like, that's, the morning bullshit, it's fun, but it's just, you have X amount of time to get these kids out the door, and they have no interest in being on time, or they don't give a fuck about what time they get there. They just assume that you're going to show them the way and that you're going to get them there when they're supposed to be there. And their job is to just do their own thing. So, like, last week was the first time we were late to the point where I had to park the car, bring her into the school, and drop her off. That sucked because I went into the main building. Like, no, you got to go down to the other building because she's late. And so I had to walk all the way down to the other building, then all the way back up to the car. And I'm not doing that again. And then today, because all of the bus stops in our town are fucking not cleaned off, I guess. So then today it was like extra parents were out and about bringing their kids to school, and they don't know any of the etiquette about pulling into the drop-off line. And they're just 2 people try to cut in. One person I let go as I was driving in. The first person I was like, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to be nice. And then as we're driving in, one other person cuts into the line. I'm like, all right. They didn't cut in front of me. They cut into somebody else. And then a third person cut into the line. So I'm like, all right, at this point, I'm not. And I see this car trying to cut in front of me. And I was like, I'm not. Because it was to the point of the day where it's like one car could be the difference. Like, that was what happened the time that I had to bring my daughter in, was like, one car was the difference between my kid getting dropped off at the curb with the teachers and then me having to park and go all the way in, which, again, it's not that far to go in, but when I have the 2 kids, it's a pain in the ass to take them both out, bring them all, you know what I mean? So this car was trying to fucking pull in front of me. I did not let him, and he like almost smashed into my car. I was hoping he was going to hit my car so I'd get out and whoop his fucking ass. He was driving a GMC too, and I've noticed that people who drive GMCs are typically trash. He looked like he was trash. I'm just making a visual assessment, ocular pat down, if you will, from Sunny. It's always sunny in Philadelphia. But just based on the visuals of him and the fact that he was just going to crash his stupid ass car into my car, rather than just wait his fucking turn or go like where everybody else is going. So yeah, I pulled in front of him, and was fully expecting it to be a big issue, but it wasn't. Thankfully, he didn't fucking pursue it. He just like was happy to be in the line. But you can't, man. It's like you let one person go, fine, but then you start letting every other person go, and then you're the guy in the line who's holding everybody up from picking up their kids, and nobody wants you to be that guy. So yeah, that was so I'm probably gonna have to leave a little bit early today to go pick her up, because there's probably gonna be more parents picking them up, and if they were that retarded at drop off, they're gonna be even more retarded at pickup. So I need to go get a space early and just be ready. Just be fucking ready to do battle with these fucks. Oh my God. Yes, half the time I'm just... somebody tried to take my parking space yesterday. They successfully took my parking space yesterday at the post office. I was dropping shit off at the post office, and it was a parking spot that was like the perfect spot, but I had to back in. And so I had to like pull into a handicap spot, and then I was trying to wait to back in, but all these cars were coming in. So as I'm like going to back up, I turn and I look, and there's a car in the spot that I'm like backing into. So I sat and I just blared the horn. This other car thought I was beeping at them. I wasn't beeping at them. He would not get out of the fucking car. So finally I like left, stopped and stared at him. Like parked. He would not look up. He would not get out of the fucking car. So finally so then a parking spot opens up where I actually wanted to park. So I shoot over there, park there. And then I get out, and as I'm walking into the post office, this fucking dickhead who just cut me off is walking into the post office. So he's like, goes to hold the door for me. So I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, dude. This is my chance for revenge. If you listen to this podcast, you know I'm very petty. And something as little as you taking my spot, without even knowing it was my spot, is enough to set me off. So he's holding the door for me, and I'm just like, I'm in my head, I'm like, do I fucking say, hey, thanks, this is you getting me back for the fucking parking spot that you took? Or I also went the other way. I was like, or do I just, not say thank you? So I went with a no thank you. I just didn't say a thank you. But then as I was walking up to the post office people, I said it loud enough for him to hear and whoever else was behind me. I was like, oh, what's going on in this the street today? I was like, I thought there would be nobody there. I don't remember how I said it exactly, but basically I said something to the effect of like, oh, all the fucking idiots are out in town. No, I was like, they don't know how to park, they don't know how to drive. I'm like, some idiot just took my spot, and this guy's like standing right behind me. So that was like my little petty shit, like passive aggressive. I didn't feel like getting into an all like this would have been 2 days in a row. Well, actually, this would have been in the same day because this was the same day that I was at the school and somebody was taking my spot. Yeah, so it would have been 2 days in a row of just altercations and altercations. So actually, no, I'm sorry, that was yesterday. Yeah, still would have been 2 days. It would have been 2 days the other way. I don't know. I'm fucking sorry. So yeah, snow. It's just it's got people testy, man. It's tough. The plow came down because we're at the very end of the street. So there's 2 driveways. So our first driveway, like you go past that driveway and you think that you've made it to the end of the street. Well, there's actually another driveway at the very end of the street, and that's the driveway we actually use. And so the plow plowed pretty much down to the end of the road, but he didn't dig us out of where, like he didn't go all the way down to the end. Like he could have made a little bit more of a pass. So I ended up having to dig my wife out. So I did it Sunday night because she had to go to work Monday morning. And then I had to get up again Monday morning at like fucking 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning to go back out and shovel again. Did I mention I hate the snow? I don't know why we moved back to fucking New England to be closer to my mom, and then she dies. Like, god damn, now I'm stuck in this winter hellhole. Now, my wife's parents and shit are here too, so that's part of it too. So, but it's just funny. That's just like fucking winter sucks, dude. And then as soon as Christmas ends, I said this earlier. As soon as Christmas ends, I'm like, dude, this is the long, slow drag till we get to spring. Buddy, you can go. We got my mom's dog, that dumbass dog that I was talking about. He's gotten a little bit smarter, but he's just such a spaz. I don't know what the fuck his deal is. And he keeps growling at my kid, so he might have to go. If he bites her, I swear to God, I'll put him down myself. I don't give a fuck. I do not care. I will fucking kick his ass down the stairs. If you fucking hurt my kid. I've never felt that way about dogs before. I've always been like, dude, I love dogs, this, that, and the other. But like, if you hurt my kid, I will fucking end you. He hasn't actually done anything to her yet. He just keeps growling. And I know it's mostly her. So I keep having to tell her, like, dude, if you want to keep this dog, you've got to chill out, because if this dog bites you, he's going to be gone. And not like gone, like going somewhere else, like gone, like going to live with Gigi and fucking the afterlife. So I did not say that, obviously. Most of this is just me fucking around. So when I'm saying shit that's ridiculous, just take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. Sorry. I don't understand that expression either. Is it like the details aren't seasoned enough, so you need to like add some salt? I don't fucking know. I don't get it. So yeah. Back in the winter. Spring is nice though, because then people start giving free shit up. So I'm actually going to post on my personal Facebook, like now that it's been a while. So like I used to post all my business shit on Facebook way back in the day. Anytime I would start a new business. Now this business that I have now is that by my metrics, I would say is successful. My only successful business that I've had is Flips and Giggles. And, I don't remember where I was going with this. But yeah, I had like I just found my cards, my business cards from my first business, and I literally thought that all you needed to do to start a business was just make business cards. I was like, oh, we're a business now, and I was trying to do a bartending business, which I was already certified like to bartend, but I didn't have insurance or anything like that. And I would just hand out these cards like, oh, are you looking for a bartender for your party? Like, we do private parties. Here you go. I had no equipment, nothing. We didn't get hired for one job, I don't think. I did get hired as a bartender, like a freelance bartender one time. And it was this bar at the dive bar bowling alley that I used to be a part of. When I first met my wife, she was in a bowling league. And I got into bowling with her. And did the bowling league, and then like I forget how it happened. I was talking to the bar manager. The bar manager loved me there, but then there was this other bar manager or bartender. I forget what she was. I think at the time she was just bartender, but she was very like, sneaky. So somehow she got the other bar manager. She got the bar manager fired, and she became the bar manager. I hope I'm remembering this correctly. And they were having their Christmas party. And she needed a bartender that didn't work there, so none of her employees had to miss out on the party. So I was like, all right, yeah, I can do it. So they paid me whatever money. And then they were like, yeah, you'll get tipped too. So like, I'll tell people to tip you, this, that, and the other. So I ended up making like $300 or $400, which was more than I ever made bartending anywhere else at the time. And so like, I forget. I think I got another job, and she had asked me if I wanted a job there. And I was like, nah, probably good. I'm probably good here. So I went to the other job, and then I forget what happened, but I went back to her and I was like, hey, can I just get a job there? And she hired me, and she liked me better than anybody else that she had working there. I don't know why. I always got along with people that like didn't like anybody for some reason. They always would like me. I'm not like, it wasn't anything. I think it was just because I genuinely didn't give a fuck if they liked me or not. And I would just like, not talk shit, but just like, But anyway, this lady hired me at this bowling alley. I don't even remember where this fucking story is going. How did I get on talking about being a bartender again? I don't even remember how I got to this point. I need yard sales back. I really need some guidance in these episodes. I really do. So yeah, she hired me to like be a bartender that day. And then I started bartending at the bowling alley. And that's how it happened. But I'm trying to think of why I was talking about that lady. I don't remember, but she was cool shit, but she was like, oh, I hate drama. And then she would proceed to just tell you all this shit that she's involved dramatically about. Like, and she, I don't know if I've told this story before, but she would she had beef with she would have beef with like everybody. Like she was just like, she became the bar manager by selling out the other bar manager, like 100%. Like it was like a known, she just was waiting to catch her doing something. And, so you just always knew not to be like, you couldn't let her catch you slipping. So you had to like be on your P's and Q's and shit. But as long as you got your shit done. And at this point, when I was working there, I wasn't like drinking on the job anymore. Like I used to drink and bartend all the time. I could do it, you know what I mean? I would be functioning. But like at this point in my career, I was not drinking. I would go in there at like 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and then bartend until 2 o'clock in the morning. And at that point, I just wanted to go home. The shifts that I was drinking on, I would be like, you'd be there for hours before you're like, all right, I need to fucking drink to finish up this shift because this is crazy. So anyway, this, she always had beef with like, she didn't like anybody. Like she would hire people and then immediately be like, I don't like this person or trust this person. Like, can you keep an eye on them? And for some reason she trusted me. Again, I wasn't an untrustworthy person, but like, I just, I would kind of tell her straight up about certain things. I think maybe that's what it was. But anyway, she had beef with the front lady, like the front desk, the lady where you go to pay for your bowling shoes. That lady. So she was like the manager of the building, and then the lady that was my boss was the bar manager. So she was like the manager of the bar, and she took that shit very seriously. She took that role very seriously, and so she had beef with this front lady. I forget why. Like they were friends at one point. I forget what they had beef over. But karaoke was big in this bar. Like it was a very big karaoke bar. There was this guy, I don't remember what the fuck his name was. He was this Filipino guy who wore a cowboy hat. I think his name was John maybe. But he had like a what the fuck? It was like a Touch of Class karaoke. It was like the name, and you could say that it's classy, but karaoke's never classy. It's fun as fuck, but it's trashy as fuck. Especially this place, like people would have their songs that they would sing every week. So every week you would hear the same fucking people do the same fucking songs, terribly every time. Occasionally you'd have some people that would come in and mix it up, but everybody that was there like thought that they were a fucking rock star. So anyway, then they end up getting these touch tune things because, surprise, surprise, people don't want to hear karaoke at all times of the day when they're bowling. Like she was, when she first became the bar manager, it was like karaoke every fucking day because that's what she liked to do. I had to tell her like, yo, you can't do karaoke every day. Like, people don't want to come to the bowling people don't want to come to a dive bar and have to listen to people do karaoke every single day. Like it's you have to switch it up. Like we're going to be losing customers. Like it's not a good, I know you love karaoke, but we can't do that every day. And so she switched to these touch tunes, like, the touch tunes where you could, pick a song, whatever. So she would give the bartender some credits so you could play whatever songs, keep the thing going. But then she would play whatever credits that she wanted. And so this is a long story. I'm sorry. It doesn't need to be that long. I'm just trying to fill space. I'm just trying to get this podcast out for you guys until this fucking yard sale season starts. And so she tells me like, yo, I don't like drama. And this was a direct quote. Like, I don't like drama, but this bitch, blah, 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 blah. And she starts going in about the lady from the front desk. So, oh man, I fucked this story up. I really fucked it up. I'm sorry. If you're still with me on this story, it was karaoke because now I'm remembering. So she's telling me, fuck this bitch, blah, 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 blah. So then this chick comes in for something. She wasn't like coming into the bar to start shit. But she was coming into the bar. She used to come in for like coffee or Diet Coke or whatever the fuck she would drink. And so she came in and my bar manager was like, basically I saw her like run over to the DJ and was like, hey, play this song. And she started playing You're As Cold As Ice. You're as cold as ice. And that was her way of being like passive aggressive, singing about this lady who was sitting at the bar. That story would have really fucking hit if I didn't completely fuck it up and take the long way around it. So if you got to the end, congratulations. It was the craziest, most trashy thing I've ever seen. I still talk about that to my wife to this day. She was like, she put on Cold as Ice on karaoke and was singing it about this lady. Like, it was so fucking funny. So funny. You could see her looking at her as she was singing. And I probably fucked the story up even more than I did initially. But yeah, that was the main end point, was that she was singing Cold as Ice on karaoke. Oh, man. Some of the people that would do karaoke, man, we had a 2-drink minimum, and the way people would skirt around that 2-drink minimum, and I get not everybody drinks, but it's like, dude, come on. Like, they would get 1 drink and be like, is that enough? It would be like a $2 soda. It's like, dude, you just got to spend $2 more. Like, and they would just sit and do karaoke. There was like all types of special needs people that would sit there and wait and do karaoke and just not buy shit. And I'm only saying this because it's like they're not buying anything. So I would have to sit and sit with these people at karaoke while they're not fucking doing anything. And I remember suggesting like, hey, should we try trivia? Should we try anything other than karaoke? And she was like, no, we're going to just do karaoke till we die, baby. So she eventually left. She went somewhere else. I don't know what happened to that bowling alley. But that bowling alley was wild. Like, people would threaten to fucking beat me up and shit, and like say that they were going to shoot me and shit. And like, I'd have to, like, we had a back parking lot that you had to park in because some dude got shot there. Like, there was a black guy who got shot by some white gang, I guess. This is what the story was told to me. And like, they're actually, I don't know if you even know if they were a white gang. I guess I just assumed that they were a white gang. But their job or their initiation was to just kill a black guy. This is what they told me. And then this guy was just out doing the trash, and they rolled up on him in the parking lot and shot him. So now everybody parks in the back, or they did when I worked there, and they had like gates, so you'd have to go out the back of the building and then, like, you know, drive out that way. So there would be nights where like people would be like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, people would get mad at you for cutting them off. Like, it wouldn't be anything other than like getting cut off or like, you know, occasionally talking shit to people. But then you'd have to drive out the back and hope that they didn't fucking like weren't waiting for you at the gate. But most people didn't know. Like, I think they just waited in the parking lot thinking that you were going to come out that way, and they just drive out. Because I was getting out at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning in San Fernando Valley. Like, there's certain areas of that place that was pretty shady. Anyway, all right, let me see what I've got left to talk about on my thing here. Snowstorm. I talked about the snowstorm. Oh, I put an ad in the paper today. That was the first time I've done that in a while. Just looking for inventory. I had success doing that like years ago. I bought a huge video game collection years ago after posting an ad on like a classified ad. So we'll see. You can't, I mean, like, anytime I post looking for inventory on Facebook, I haven't tried posting to my, you know, personal friends, which I'm going to do. But like, if I post it on Marketplace or something, or in a group that I'm part of, it's just every time it's just a bunch of fucking morons that are like, well, can't they just sell that stuff for themselves? It's like, you can, but they're not. Like, and they can also speak for themselves too. You know what I mean? Like, it's just always somebody, some fucking Captain Save-A-Ho who has to come in. So yeah, I just posted in the paper. Haven't done that in a while. It only costs like $22 for 2 weeks. There was another paper that I did that cost like $40 for 1 week. So I'm like, I'm just gonna post it in this one. So, and I've had better success with this one too. So we'll see how that goes. What's my child doing? Let's see what else I got to talk about. It's going to be a shorter episode just because, again, it's the off season. What are we doing? Oh, yeah. So update on that. I remember that Magic the Gathering card lot. So I had already done an update that I found some Pokemon cards in there, which were pretty cool. You know, obviously that brings the value up a little bit versus just being all bulk common Magic the Gathering cards. But then I like reached my hand in. Luckily, I didn't get stabbed, but I reached my hand and I feel like, I'm like, what is this? And I pull it out. It's like a partially broken. It was either a crack or a meth pipe. But yeah, that's always interesting. It's like, what the fuck? You just got high on meth and decided to sell all these Magic the Gathering cards for $50. That was that trans woman, man. I'm trans woman, I guess. It was a dude who transitioned to be a woman and put in very minimal effort. That was that guy. He was too busy smoking fucking meth. Fucking. I'm lucky I didn't stab myself either. God damn, that thing was fucking. It was 100% a meth pipe. And then speaking of people on meth, on Sunday I was like, you know what? I want a Drake Maye rookie card. He's gonna win this game. You know, he's gonna go on and win next week, or not next week. 2 weeks from now in the Super Bowl. So I need to get myself a Drake Maye rookie card. So I'm like looking to find ones that are within reason, you know, decent price. So I found a Select. I know Select isn't like as sought after, but it was a cool card, like rookie card. You know, chance to grab a rookie card before he starts going up. And the guy had it listed for $25. So I was like, all right, I'll send him an offer. So I sent him an offer for like $18. That was my first offer. So he declines it instead of countering. I'm like, all right. Oh no, it was $21. Sorry, the card was at $21, and I sent my first offer was for $16. That's what it was. I'm fucking up my stories today. Sent the offer for $16, declined. So I'm like, all right. So then I go $19. I go up $3 from my initial bid. So I go $19. Submit the offer. Declined. I go, that's $2 less than 21. Like, so then I send $20 offer from 21, down from 21. Declined. At that point, I sent a message. I go, why do you have best offer on? Like, I'm within $1 and you're declining my offer. And then they sent me some explanation like, all the other ones on eBay are over 25. This is a good deal. I'm like, yeah, it's a good deal, but that's not my question. Why the fuck do you not? I'm like, just set it as a set price. I would have just bought it at the set price instead of making you an offer when you have best offer on. Like, and that's the same type of person that's like, I can't sell anything on Facebook or on eBay, and you're not accepting offers that are within reason of you. Like, I started $5 within their initial asking price, and they declined every single offer. So I finally just bought it. And then 2 days later, they still haven't shipped it. I got a message from them today. They're like, hey, sorry, because of the weather, I'm just getting your shit out today. I want to be like, yeah, dude, I'm in the thick of the snow, and I've been to the post office 2 fucking days. So your post office was not closed. You're full of shit. Like, yeah, they did actually not deliver our mail, which is kind of bullshit. I thought it was neither sleet nor snow nor fucking hail, whatever. They deliver your shit, but apparently not. Good thing I'm not relying on any of the money coming in there. If I was on Social Security, you know, not fucking bringing my shit. So, yeah. Anyway, let's see what else I got to talk about. Oh, speaking of snow, dude, I could talk about ice for a little bit. This is the time of year where I can talk about political shit, I guess. I have nothing else to talk about. And I haven't really been getting to, like, I've not, you know, it's just too much to give a fuck about. But the ice thing is wild to me, because it's tough. Because I'm on the side of like cops and feds, whatever, should not be killing their own citizens. 100% should not be doing that. But this is a tough situation because it's not like you're going to a protest. Like, going to a protest is one thing. Like, if you went to the ICE offices and you were outside of the ICE offices and you're like protesting there, that's one thing. But I feel like as soon as they're trying to like arrest people, you're setting yourself up. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be like, and I know most of these people are fucking mentally ill. Like, I'm sure the 2 people that got shot were probably mentally ill. No offense if you're sitting here listening to this being like, oh, you're a fucking scumbag. They didn't deserve to get shot. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they deserve to get shot. I'm saying they probably were mentally ill. And they were interfering like with an act. From what it sounds like is that they were actively trying to apprehend a suspect, and they're like interfering in that shit. Of course you're going to get shot. Like, these fucking cops will kill you for less than that. Of course they're going to try to fucking kill you if you're interfering with an investigation. And they'll get away with it too because you're interfering with a fucking investigation. That'd be like me going and trying to stop them from raiding dispensaries because I think that you should be allowed to smoke weed. What? Like, yes, you should not be killing American citizens. Let me say that again. You should not be killing American citizens. But if you're actively going to put yourself in between them and somebody that they're actively trying to arrest in any capacity, do you think that they're not going to use the first chance that they can to fucking shoot you? Of course they're going to shoot you. They're waiting to shoot you. Like, so this idea that, like, you know, this guy, I know he was like murdered or executed, whatever, you know, at the same time, brother, you cannot be, it's one thing to be actively like at a protest and like a riot cop shoots you, 100%, dude, that guy's fucking out of line, out of line. But if it's in the middle of where they're trying to apprehend a suspect and they don't know who's who, and you're fucking rolling up on them and yelling and this is going on and that's going on, there's a big possibility that you're gonna get fucking shot. Just wait till they're done. Like, it's crazy to me. And the other thing too is like you're not doing this for American citizens. You're doing this for people they're trying to deport. Like, where is this energy for healthcare? Where is this energy for all of the money that's going to pharma and all of these fucking companies that just will poison us and poison us? Like, where is all that energy? You're saving your energy for people that they're like, you aren't from this country. Like, get the fuck back. And again, whether you believe they're supposed to be here or not, every other country has at least some type of immigration policy. Like, so to be like, yeah, they have a right to be here. It's like, do they though? Like, yeah, we have a right? Like, everybody obviously is by kind of like randomly by chance. When you are born, you just kind of are born somewhere. So I get that side too. It's very complicated. I'm like convincing myself of both arguments as I'm trying to. So I'm not trying to be controversial. But that's the whole thing that I got from that. Was just like, yeah, dummy, like, you're gonna get fucking shot by the cops if they're trying to arrest somebody. If they were trying to like shut down a dispensary and I was like, I rolled up there and was like, hey, you can't do this. They have this, the weed has a right to be here. And I'm physically putting myself in front of the weed. I'm sure some shit's gonna happen. Like, and they're gonna get away with it. So all I'm saying is you're not like doing, I don't think they're doing themselves any favors. I think it's making it more chaotic. It's making their side look more fucking crazy. And again, this is the side I left. I was on that side and I left. And it's not like making me be like, oh, you know what? Maybe I did. And again, I'm not on a side. I'm trying to be right down the middle. So I was on a side. But anyway, that was just what I thought about it. It was just kind of nuts. Again, you shouldn't be shooting American citizens. But yeah, if you're going to be, and it sounded like they were like coordinating to find these people, like, you know what I mean? To get involved in these situations. It's like, nobody is asking you to do that. Who is asking you to? Somebody's asking these people to do, and somebody's getting them this information. You know what I mean? That's the craziest part. Because they've been deporting people for fucking years. It's like, why is this now an issue where, it's like, because you've seen them do it a couple times. Now you're just making it worse. Now you're getting people killed. So, I mean, again, I was on the pro immigration, like immigrate, I was on the side of like, it's not good for them. It's not good for us. It's not like, just find a program to deport people. But yeah, you can't fucking get involved physically and expect to not get shot by some trigger happy cops. That's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? So try to figure out what side I'm on after that, because I don't think I know. But yeah, anyway, I thought that was funny. And then like somebody like posted, like somebody I know posted like the information of where ICE agents were staying. It's like, dude, you can't, that's fucking nuts. That's how you get people, like, you know what I mean? Like you're putting them on the defensive and you're like, you know what I mean? You got to fight flies. What is it? Catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. Is that what they say? You know what I mean? Maybe bake them some shit, bake them some bread, some cookies, and be like, hey, I know you're just fucking, but that's the thing. Everybody's a Nazi in this country now. It's like, Jesus Christ. I don't know. Whatever. I just need to be yard sale season, so I have to talk about this shit. Because there's literally nothing else for me to talk about. I could talk about the Patriots. Nobody wants to talk about the Patriots. Oh, I have 2 return requests right now. One is for a PlayStation 3. Fucking PlayStation 3, the fat console, like the big one. That's what they're called, not me. I didn't call it that. That's what it says when you type it into Google. Excuse me. And yeah, they're like, it's got the yellow light, which is like a thing that happened to PlayStation 3s back in the day. But like, I tested this thing multiple times, multiple ways. It didn't happen, and then all of a sudden it happens with this person. And this is like 2 weeks ago that they started the return. Haven't sent it back yet. And then like 2 days ago they send me a message. Hey, can you change the return label to UPS? No, I can't. I honestly can't. I could send them a return label, but they had already started the return, and the label was through there. So my guess is they didn't want to have to pay for the return shipping. And I was going to make sure that they didn't get the original shipping, because I know there's nothing wrong with that system. I'm pretty sure I put I put like electronic stickers on there sometimes too. I'm pretty sure I put an electronic sticker on there. So they probably found that and were like, oh, fuck. So I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, they can open it up and take the parts that they need and then return it, like, not working. But I don't know how you would return. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's an... so I expect that one will probably just go away. But I don't know. You never know. And then I have another one for a poster. And in the poster one, I was like, poster has signs of wear / use from age, and then I put the pictures, you know what I mean? I put shown in photos, and I put pictures where you could clearly see that this thing has like some streaks, some crinkles, like this, that, and the other. It's an old poster. And then this person like returned it for the fact that it was defective. I'm glad they didn't do not as described. They just did that it was defective, and they said that the pictures didn't match, and they've used pictures that were damn near identical to my pictures. So I didn't even respond to that one. I'll respond when they send it back if they do. So yeah, 2 returns pending for like $100 or so. So I've just got $100 held on my account, which is really annoying. That's the one thing I hate about eBay. eBay just thinks that like, they can do it. They just hold your money, which is crazy. But again, eBay's not going anywhere. But I know that people they're losing sellers. Like I saw one seller online that's basically shut down his eBay store for Whatnot. You know what I mean? If I could focus more energy on Whatnot and I was making more money on Whatnot, then all day I would be doing Whatnot rather than eBay. It's just such an easier process. Like eBay, you have to fucking make sure that you go through your listings with a fine-tooth comb to make sure you don't make a mistake, because God forbid you make one fucking spelling error or one mistake on your information, then it comes back as item not described, and like it's just so fucking annoying. It's like, come on. So that's why I like it. I'm just over having to list a bunch of bullshit. I'm over the like nonsense returns that just get accepted. Yeah, over it. I've been playing Helldivers 2. I finished Kingdom Come 2. I still have like side missions to do for that one. But once I finish a game, it's so hard for me to go back and do the side stuff. But I need to, because I'm going to forget how to play that game. It's so hard. So I got to do it before I forget. But I've been having so much fun with Helldivers 2. It's just a lot of fun. It's the first online game I've actually played where I like, I'm getting decent at it. Again, I keep thinking I'm good until I play like higher levels. But, that's kind of the way it goes. I don't know. I'm going to start wrapping it up here. Let me see. I don't think I have anything else left to talk about. I keep grabbing this mic awkwardly. Patriots back in the Super Bowl. Already talked about that. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to end it like 5 minutes early today. Make sure if you listen in today, check out our Whatnot show tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 Pacific. I don't know the Central Time. Is that 6:30? I don't fucking know. 8:30 Eastern Time. So whatever that time is for you. We got a bunch of vintage, mixed collectibles, toys, a lot of fun stuff. A couple giveaways thrown in there. Patriots play this weekend. Go Patriots. They don't play this weekend. What the fuck are you talking about? It's next weekend. The Pro Bowl is this weekend. Nobody's going to watch the Pro Bowl. Nobody. Even with Shadur Sanders playing quarterback. Nobody. He's not even playing. He's a replacement. People are like, he's fucking... The reason they're doing it is because he's probably good at social media. They're probably like, oh, this guy's going to get people to watch the game, and nobody's going to watch it. They should just do rocks versus jocks. Rock versus jocks. Is that what they call it? Rocks versus jocks. I forget what they call it. Or celebrity football when they used to do on MTV where like, yeah, rock versus jock. They should bring that back. That would be cool. Just do that instead of whatever the Pro Bowl has become. And how about Bill Belichick not getting first ballot Hall of Famer? That's fucking crazy, man. That is insane. I mean, if you're going by his, like, the latest stuff that's been going on, like, maybe, but come on, dude. Like, you gotta give that guy his flowers, as they say. But yeah, and more snow this weekend. Fuck, that's what it's looking like. More snow. Yard sale season's nowhere to be seen, nowhere near us. But yeah, we're gonna keep trucking along. We'll be back with another episode next week. And yeah, thank you for stopping by. Subscribe to the podcast again if you like it. Make sure you subscribe, tell your friends, hit the notification so you know when new episodes come out. New Whatnot shows every Wednesday. Our eBay store is Flips and Giggles. Make sure you follow us and subscribe to all of our, wherever you can. Because we're, it's just me. My wife helps me with Whatnot, but it's basically just me. So any help that I can get. Started school back up this last week. So I'm on to my, the actual social media marketing portion. So I'm hoping to get some cool tips and stuff to kind of step my game up. So this was actually the class that I wanted to take, but I had to go through the whole, all the rigmarole. So I've just got one class this first half of the semester, which is nice, and then 2 half classes the second half. But one's graphic arts. So, I mean, as long as it's not research and writing and, time-consuming shit, I can just sit and do mindless graphic arts while I'm chilling. So anyway, sorry, I'm fucking... apparently trying to get us to an hour here, but that's the podcast. Thank you again. Perry Flips with a Z on Instagram, Flips and Giggles on Whatnot and eBay. And I'll be back again next week to hang out with you. Peace.